Harbaugh now heads to the Los Angeles Chargers.
He wins everywhere. He wins, period.
Justin Herbert, he's a crown jewel.
Well, you guys better enjoy this.
Quick snap, Herbert to throw. Has a man, touchdown!
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin.
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
I was just trying to show off.
We're going to be known as world champions. And we're going to do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Charger Chat. Of your cool Bulldog shit with a buddy fucking jogging.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Let's not forget Kyle the Coach Duggan.
Oh, toodles.
Oh, toodles. Oh, folks.
Sweet victory.
Sweet victory,
Sweet
baby.
victory.
Oh, so nice. This is going to be just a great week now that we've got the dub.
Great
right?
episode. We
Oh,
can just talk
great episode. Great week.
winning ways.
It's just going to be fun. This is just going to be
Long week,
awesome.
too. We got till Monday night now.
I know. Next one's a Monday night primetime game, baby.
In Arizona.
In Arizona. Oh, folks, welcome back to the Charger Chat. We are just still kind of basking in this win. We had to record this episode a little bit quickly.
I blame myself yet again. Because I am currently shooting a movie.
Kevin is midway through shooting, not a short film, but a feature-length horror movie.
Do you guys want to know what it's called?
Can you say?
Yeah, I'll
Is
say
this
it.
not an? Do you sign an NDA or
I'll
something?
say it. I'll say it.
I don't want you to get in trouble.
It's called The Jester. And it's a
Creepy.
horror movie.
Yes. Is it the Jester one?
Jester 2.
Oh,
Numero dos.
that's right. Kevin is a director of photography, and he is shooting the shit out of this
I
horror
am
movie.
shooting this horror movie.
Because what's your
shit
favorite
so hard.
kind of movie, Kev?
I would have to say thriller / horror.
And what month is it?
Spooky season.
October?
Spooky, scary skeleton. So poor Kevin has been doing night shoots from 6
And
p.m. to
as you can
6
see by the
a.m.
bags under my eyes, I am ready to go.
Yeah, so we are lucky to have him here on the show. So that just means we got to record just a little bit early. So we've got tons of stuff to talk about, obviously, after this last game on Sunday, and some Ask Boltfam questions. I'm going to try to get as many in as possible. If I don't get to yours this week, I apologize. Like I said, we're recording a little bit early, but hey, Kevin, it's all for the greater good because Kevin's shooting a goddamn
I'm
movie
sorry,
right now.
guys. This is. I apologize. I apologize.
So let's talk about this game. First of all, like looking at like the box score, like Justin Herbert over 200 yards, baby. Let's
Lit it
go.
up.
What happened?
Final freaking lead.
When did we become the Justin Herbert offense that we all have known for the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Finally, this offensive coordinator and this offense decided, like, hey, let's go look at some film. Let's see what he's all about.
Yeah, can this
And
guy
then-
throw?
Yeah, and then they did it, and he can still. We can still run the ball.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we threw the ball a ton, but JK still had 25 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. So it's not as if it was just the Justin Herbert show. It was still very much a running football team. It just felt like when you can throw the ball effective at the beginning of the game, you're going to lighten up the box a little bit. So they're complementary. If you can throw the ball, then you can run the ball. And it's been tough, especially with our banged up offensive line, to just be like, hey, you guys got 10 in the box. We got 10 in the box. Let's get after it.
What a weird game. Like the amount of people going in and out, in and out. Like we thought we lost Ladidi McConkey.
Good stop.
And yeah, we lost like 4 players. And then we lost we literally 5-6 guys went in the locker room and most of them came back out. So it was just like, all right, cool. We're keep playing it safe.
Well, it just kept getting like a little like concerning because you'd be like, oh God, they're out. Oh God, they're walking out to the blue tent.
Oh, God, our
not the
coach
leader of
is
the
out.
field.
No.
Yeah, oh, not the coach.
No,
we need him.
Shit, what?
But yeah, the nice thing was that we got to see these guys come back in as well. At least most of them. There are still some guys that are that never came back in. I think Dean Leonard was one of them, and I think Hayden Hurst was another one as well.
And Trey Pipkins.
Yeah, Trey, I think he left, he came back, but then I think he left again he forgot his wallet or something. I don't know, but no, it was a great game to see Justin Herbert finally crest that 200-yard mark. Hadn't seen him do that the entire season. And the other thing that Kevin pointed out as we were watching the game, like we were looking at like the receiving yards for some of these guys. Like, now, would you believe me if I would have told you that after having Quentin Johnston, Ladidi McConkey, and Josh Palmer on the field, that Simi Fehoko would be the lead receiver of this team?
Crazy.
Dude, he had the big plays. That one third down catch he had over someone's head. That was awesome.
That was such a
crazy catch.
Yeah. Getting tackled and still catching the ball as you're falling back.
Over the guy. It's a very Mike Williams-esque catch.
Yeah. So crazy to see Simi Fehoko being the lead receiver. But like my point being that you said, Kevin, like Simi Fehoko, 44 yards. Ladidi McConkey, 43. Kamani Vidal, 40. Josh Palmer, 38. Will Dissly, 26. Like, we were talking about this in the offseason. There's not a number one wide receiver. This is a spread out wide receiver room that, like, I could be Simi Fehoko was the lead receiver today. Nobody saw that coming. So it's like he is spreading the ball everywhere. And that's the talent of Justin Herbert, not relying on a wide receiver to be that guy, to be the one to catch the balls. He doesn't need that.
Well, for me, it's so interesting because we just ran up against one of the best defenses in the league.
That's the other thing too.
We were able to throw. So I think they need to, like, really, you got to understand this offense is about Justin Herbert. Like, we can run the ball as much as you want.
Yeah.
The best player on our team is Justin Herbert.
Absolutely.
So put the ball in his hands. Let's see what he can do.
Exactly. And that's what they did. I mean, we had an entire bye week, and that was, I mean, we were looking at some of the inactives. We saw Brendan Rice was inactive. We saw Joey Bosa was inactive as well. So hopefully we'll see him back next week. He's still dealing with that hip injury. And so we were hoping to get as healthy as we could, and we seemed to be. But then players start getting hurt, which is always concerning. But
not only players got hurt.
Exactly. The coach as well. As we mentioned. As we mentioned. So, it was just good to see that during the offseason, or not the offseason, during the bye week, that this team was able to look at the playbook and realize, okay, we got to open up Justin Herbert, which is what Greg Roman had said.
Let him cook.
Yeah, we are priming Justin Herbert to be ready to throw, and sure enough, they did. And I mean, because that whole first half, I don't know how many times we ran the ball. I don't have that stat in front of me, but it was probably like 70-30 pass versus run plays.
At least. It was a lot.
But looking at some of the things that came out after the game, Daniel Popper tweeting that Jim Harbaugh said he was dealing with atrial flutter when he went back to the locker room early in the game, said this was his third such episode since 1999. Got an EKG and an IV before returning to the sideline.
That's dude. The high altitude shit, man, is no joke. We talked about it last week. Like, it will mess you up.
Clearly, I mean, and he's only had a handful of episodes. Unfortunate that it happens during, such a pivotal moment, going up against an AFC West opponent. Thank God he's okay. Yeah. Thank God this wasn't something where, like, oh God, we need to get him to the hospital.
A heart attack or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, thank God he's okay, and everybody was able to get him back on track. Because even Chris Rim said, Jim Harbaugh said he has the atrial flutter, and it's a type of arrhythmia that causes the upper chambers of the heart to beat 250 to 350 times a minute.
That's not good.
And there was a flare up that he had that caused him to leave. But like normal heart rate is like 60 to like 100 or like 80 to 100. So 350 times a minute. That's like a hummingbird. That's scary.
He was fired up for this game, and the elevation didn't stop him.
He was hyped up. He was elevated. He needed to get back down. Hey, Jim, lay down.
Let's get you an IV.
We put him in the basement. He's too high right now.
Jesse's got this for a series. You got this. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like when he left, and you knew that Jesse Minter was going to be like the interim while he was away.
I thought that was interesting.
That was so comfortable too, wasn't it?
I think Jesse Minter is going to be a head coach in this league soon.
Well,
I hope it's not before we win a championship.
I agree. And it was just, it just shows. I mean, he's got the most history with Jim as far as like coaching guys go. So it makes sense for it to be that guy. And he had that moment where it came down to the goal line, 4th and goal. What are you going to do? You're the head coach right now.
Field goal.
Field goal. Please.
Yeah, I'm not going to be that guy that's going to blow it.
I'll take one field goal.
I think
please.
after last week, it was like, all right, we're taking points from now on. We're just taking all the points.
Defensive head coaches generally are more conservative. They're like, let's rely on our defense. Let's just get points on the board, and we'll just keep them out of the end zone, and we'll be fine. So
exactly,
yeah. I wonder how it would have gone if Harbaugh was in there. If
Go
he would have
for
gone
it.
for it. It'll be fun if any of the reporters ask him. But yeah, I mean that adds up with the defensive coach.
Absolutely. And another reason to celebrate, folks. This is the Chargers' first win in Denver since 2018. We have not won in Denver since 2018.
That's
Philip
wild.
Rivers. So Justin Herbert's never won in Denver.
Justin Herbert has never won in Denver.
So Kyle, you were where were we at?
I was not a baby. I was 28.
So Kyle,
that long ago.
How little were you?
How many shits were in your diaper, Kyle? And,
no, but 2018
6 years ago.
6 years ago is a long time ago. I was 34. Yeah. You were 20.
You guys were down probably like 1 or 2 kids at that point, right?
Yeah. Oh, I had
one kid.
Wow.
I was
You had one?
I was 1.5 kid in. There was something cooking.
Yeah, we had PAX in 2017. So yeah, I had 1 kid at this time. I've had 3 since the last time we won in Denver.
Jesus.
I take it back. I had 2.
Utah.
Seven. I had 2.
Yeah, your second was born the same time as my first.
My first one was 15. Second one was 17. So I kind of blew that. Yeah.
That's all right.
We love you, Declan.
Yeah, there's no wrong answers here.
Love you, we love you, Declan. You're the greatest.
You were not forgotten, bud.
No. Not forgotten, my man.
Yeah, as Daniel Popper pointed out, they are now 3-2 for the Chargers.
That's nice. That feels good. As opposed to 2 and 3, boys. 3 and 2 feels good.
Can we just say this, that Harbaugh's never been under 500 with the Chargers, and I don't think we're ever going to be under 500 again. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
In your bones.
In my bones.
Yeah, Chargers are now in second place in the AFC West with 3-2. Broncos 3-3, and the Raiders at 2-4.
And I want to shout out our Uncle Tommy.
Good old Uncle Tommy.
Went to the Raider game, and then
his wife is a big Steeler fan.
She's a Steeler fan.
Okay.
And we're gonna take a moment. I'm gonna pause it here because I have a photo that we need to put up.
Okay. Is this Uncle Tommy?
This is Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy decided to wear a Charger Chat shirt in Vegas
at the game.
At that game.
Oh, Tommy, you're a legend.
He walked in with full blown Charger Chat energy. So we love you, Raiders. Uncle T.
Thank you, Uncle Tommy.
I love you, Uncle T.
Hope he didn't catch any shit.
I hope he did, and then
rubbed it in their face.
Uncle T is so good at rebuttals.
Is he?
Oh yeah,
he's a lawyer.
He's an attorney.
So he's not going to mess with shit.
You're not going to get in a word fight with Uncle Tommy.
No. Oh no, Uncle T is going to take you down a peg or two, and we're very proud that he represented us.
Yes, thank you, Uncle Tommy.
Thanks, Uncle T.
All right, looking at some other tweets, Chris Rim tweeting out. The Chargers have allowed less than 21 points in each of their first 5 games for the 3rd time in franchise history.
Holy shit.
This is only the 3rd time in franchise history.
Wow.
One more time that the Chargers have allowed less than 21 points in each of their first 5 games. The other times, you might ask. Well, there was 2006 where we finished 14-2. And then there was also 1966 where we finished 7-6-1. But you know that's
that was different.
The 60s were wild.
Yeah.
No one scored points in the 60s. That wasn't a big stat.
They weren't about points. They were just about having a good time.
So hey, let's reverse this thing. Just do the first one and leave the second one out. Do it again. Ready?
Yeah. In the last 20 years.
Yeah. In the last 20 years, it's only happened twice.
Yeah.
One of those times was 2006, where the Chargers finished 14-2.
How do you guys feel about our defense? Because I have so much confidence. I know I'm comfortable punting, and the fact that we didn't do it much this game was so rad. Mm-hmm. But I know that if we punt, especially if we can control the clock the way, at least in a semblance of the way we controlled it today, God, we're going to be so good this year.
How do you feel about the defense, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you got J.K. Scott pinning him inside the 5 twice.
Dude, those punts were great.
They were incredible.
Yeah, beautiful punts.
But yeah, I feel good. I was a little bummed about our pass rush today again on Sunday, going against 2 backup linemen. We just couldn't really produce anything. Our pass rush lanes felt undisciplined. We were running up past the quarterback on the edges, and then inside we were like moving all around. Just felt like we gave him a lot of lanes to get out. But overall, the defense is incredible. The pass rush looked a little bit off today for whatever reason.
The pass rush, and I mean, I don't know. There was a few times that I'm watching that, and I'm like, he's clearly being held, and they just were not.
Khalil Mack was being held so many.
Yeah, there was a lot of big holes, especially on Khalil. But there were some missed tackles, and like I don't know if that's about because what's it called? I'm gonna not be right about this. Where is it like the lane, like the when you're trying to tackle somebody from far?
Angle of pursuit.
Angle of pursuit. There were some angle of pursuits a couple times that I was just like, you weren't quite there.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing about Bo Nix is like he's the scrambling quarterback that can't throw properly. So that's just what it was. It was fine. Like let him scramble.
In the fourth quarter, he was 10 of 13 for 140.
Yeah, because our defense decided to we decided to let up a little bit. We weren't going full at him because we had the full blown lead, and we're going to let that happen. Mm-hmm. That's why we have to have like a moment of stepping back to realize that that might be a product of the play calls and less about how good our defense is.
Yeah,
it's just the pass rush. To me, it was
just
just the pass rush didn't look crisp as Coach Harbaugh would have liked.
Yeah, I mean, there was one lone sack on that game, and it was Morgan Fox that got that sack. Again, not the guy that I would have thought that would have got the lone sack that day. But hey, proud of you, Morgan. Thanks for getting
Love
that
you,
sack.
Morgan.
Another guy I'm proud of is a guy that hadn't been activated the entire season. Finally gets activated today because Gus Edwards is on IR.
First play.
And first time he touches the ball is in the end zone for Kamani Vidal. Yeah. First play becomes a tutty and a pass too. And what a great concept to be like, okay, there's a rookie running back and he's running past me. And he's the one that's going to catch the touchdown, honestly, like a receiving guy.
Honestly, it was a beautiful pass, but it wasn't that easy of a catch.
No,
it was a tough catch.
Took the fingertips to catch.
Dude, I am so excited about him. What a stud!
Absolutely. It was just a great thing to see, and just the celebration and all of that. Hopefully, he got the game ball. I haven't seen who's gotten game balls yet. It absolutely should be Kamani Vidal to get at least one of those game balls for sure. And Chris Hayre. Shout out to Chris Hayre, who tweeted out partway during the game, the Chargers had overwhelmed Bo Nix. At one point in the third quarter, he had a 0 QB rating. It's now a 9.8.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude, we destroyed them. Just remember what we did in the first half, because I don't think you can connect.
The first 3 quarters.
I already said it earlier, but you can't. The way the game finished, you can't apply that to how the game started. Mm-hmm. We were so good on defense, and that's what we're capable of doing. And we've seen that in previous games. And that's just it. We changed the dynamic in the end to ensure we were going to win. Keep them in front of you, keep the ball down, run the clock out. So I am so thrilled with Minter and his defense. I can't tell you how excited I am. Yeah.
I mean, looking at the first 3 quarters, he was only 4 for 14 with 27 yards and an interception, no touchdowns.
4 for 14.
And it's in the fourth quarter that things just got concerning. Yes, I understand, you're playing prevent defense, but you got to keep them out of the end zone. And it's those times that they did get into the end zone that it becomes concerning.
Hey, the one time one of the scores they had was absolutely
questionable, but it stood. I mean, it still was on the board, and it still ended up in a situation where
I'm going to give you my angry eyes.
I mean, I'm working with what I'm looking at here. He was 10 for 13 in the fourth quarter, 141 yards just in one quarter, 2 touchdowns. It's an unfortunate thing, but
just remember the first.
I do. I didn't forget it.
So don't get bummed out about the fourth quarter when you can remember the first 3 quarters.
I want a full game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you want to dominate, but that's not how defenses work. They're playing.
Kyle, is that how defenses work?
Well, the Cowboys sure didn't enjoy what the Lions did to them today.
Yeah, they weren't a big fan. Let's look at some quotes now. There's one here on Harbaugh and Justin saying, I thought he was about as precise as he could be, our quarterback could be. There were some great throws, great avoided pressure, and just putting the ball in the appropriate spot throughout the entire game. Was super impressed. Hopefully this reminds everybody that Justin Herbert's really good at quarterback.
I'm so glad they finally gave him the ball. Let him throw. Like, we are a throwing team. Let's not kid ourselves. Like, we can run the ball now with J.K. Dobbins and Kamani Vidal and all the running backs we have. But we absolutely should never turn away from Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And what he's the best at, and that's throwing fucking lasers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
forgive me. Is that every once in a while you want to use the F word.
Yeah.
That felt like the right time.
Good emphasis. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's the entire off season before the season even started. It was just like, dude, we've got Justin Herbert, and now we've got a head coach and an offensive coordinator that are going to instill a running game, and that is going to help Justin Herbert be better at quarterback.
Yeah.
And this was one of those games, like you said, Kyle, Dobbins had almost 100 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. Like, that opens it up for Justin Herbert to be that quarterback, to be the guy that can throw the ball. And he took some deep shots this game too. Not all of them connected, but it was good to see him take some deep shots because that's the Justin Herbert we know and love. And it is. He's a great quarterback, and he should be utilized as such. And thankfully, he's getting better as well. I mean, his ankle is healing up, so he can be the Justin Herbert again, like I said, that we all know and love. J.K. Dobbins on the game saying we had to get back on track. Justin's been playing his butt off. Old linemen blocking their tails off. Eventually, he's going to have these big games. And this is it. Over 200 yards, baby, and a tutty.
Yeah.
And spreading the ball around, too. Not just like one standout wide receiver. Just everybody being a contributing factor to this team winning this game. Also on talking about Kamani Vidal, J.K. Dobbins said he was impressive all week. We knew he was going to play, and I told him all week, don't let your opportunity pass you by. You're a rookie. Everyone is counting on you. So now, so let's do it. All off season, even in the spring, I was on him because I see greatness in him. Ooh, J.K. Dobbins sees greatness in Kamani Vidal. He will be a great back. Even
the commentators made a assessment on that. Like, they're basically the same player, but he's just a little younger. Like, they're stout, they're small, they're power backs. They move, they're quick. It's the same thing. And his first touch was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I'm so proud of him. That's awesome.
Yeah. Greatness, recognizing greatness. And again, this is a win in the AFC West. We're now 2-1 in the AFC West, which is
that feels good.
That feels really good.
That's what we need to do to get to get to the promised land.
Yeah. Make it all happen. And folks, you can make it all happen with our sponsor this week, Underdog Fantasy. It's the greatest time of year again. Football is back, and it's here to stay till February. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got on the game last year by making picks on Underdog, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like touchdowns, passing yards, and more. Did we make any picks today there, Kyle? Are we feeling a little gun shy still?
Not gun shy. I was a little under the weather, and I took a nap this morning and didn't get my
the dreaded nap.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Well, folks, don't nap your way through this. This is your chance to win up to 1,000 times your money. Like I said, making picks is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple to use mobile app or underdogfantasy.com, where you can sign up with promo code CCHAT, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code CCHAT to claim your new customer special of a free pick, and your deposit offer must be 18 or over 19 for Alabama and Nebraska, over 19 in Colorado for some games, 21 and over for Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. And while you're done making your picks, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat, where you can check out all the fun, silly ass videos we got over there.
Silly shit.
Oh, it's silly as shit. Patreon.com/ChargerChat. But if you don't want to go over there, it's totally fine. Going over to our regular website, ChargerChat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the
silly
members
as
section.
shit.
And ask questions at Ask Boltfam. So go check out ChargerChat.com. All right, folks. It's time to go on to the next segment. It is Ask Bolt
Fam. Yeah, let's go.
It's silly as shit.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Go jam a thumb up his butthole, that's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated. Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Bolt Fam. And just before we get into it, we did find out who got the game balls.
Who?
You give me 5.
Lots of balls.
There were
Tell
5 balls.
me now.
We got one for Elijah Molden, Justin Herbert, Kamani Vidal, Derwin James, and Tier Tart. Pop
Tier.
Tart getting them game ball.
Pop-Tart, my
Love
man.
that. The best part, though, was Jim Harbaugh going, I was in the medical tent, but Elijah, you got the first interception right. I love that.
He's a man.
He's such
the
a
man.
pistol.
He's
And,
the best. He's
yeah.
absolutely the best.
Everybody, all those guys deserve game balls. But that's time for Ask Bolt Fam, and we start at the top with Andrew Ramsey,
Oh, I love this guy.
who asked the question. What's up, my brothers? There are a few things to think over. 1, are we glad Jim came back to coach? Because that was scary, and I'm glad he's okay. And also because you could probably kiss Jesse Minter goodbye next year if he wins this game as an interim coach with how he's turned the defense around. It's going to be hard to keep him next year, but that would have made it next to impossible. And 2, outside of Pipkins and Dean, everyone made their rounds to the locker room or medical tent and then came back to finish the game, including my mad lad, multiple times throughout the game. Can people shut up now about Ben Herbert? I think this game personified making you harder to break. K, love you, bye.
Or they're bending. They're not breaking, but everyone is bending.
Yeah.
A lot of bending.
A lot of bend.
There's a lot of bends.
owies. Yeah.
See, and I think that's a good point by Andrew, is that, maybe in years past, these guys that left the game might not come back.
Don't come back. Yeah.
But
Right.
with Ben Herbert being the guy, I mean, I don't know the extent of the injuries. I don't know what to chalk it up to them coming back, but it seems that we might not see some of these guys come back if it wasn't for somebody like Ben Herbert, because
I know you give them 1 week away from Ben and they're on the IR all of a sudden.
right. And dude, shout out to Lad McConkey, because good Lord,
Ladidi.
He was getting beat up.
my God, there was a few times that he was just willing his body to get back up.
The problem with Ladidi McConkey is that he's so small. He's going down, you need to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't quite doing that the best way he could.
But he kept coming back.
Yeah.
McConkey came back the very next play. McConkey came back. If Hardy was a goner, but McConkey came back. He just couldn't stay away.
I have no idea what that's from,
The
but
cat came back.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
awesome.
a great song. And then, yes, we're glad Jim came back. Good God. Of course we are, because
The panic that set in when we saw him walking to the tent, it was more so than a player for me.
yeah, because it was, again, it's the fear of the unknown. Why are you going to the tent? Why are you walking off the field?
When I told you, I was like, I feel like this is a heart thing.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was either he's gonna go throw up, and he doesn't want to throw up in front of everybody because I mean,
He's a man.
he's a man, or something. There was clearly just something not right. We don't know what it is. Now we know, and now we know that it was a flare up. Now we know it's possibly caused because they were at a higher elevation. Just glad that he's okay.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I totally get the sentiment about losing Jesse Minter, because yes, we are ecstatic with how.
Well,
Jesse
I said it
Minter has
earlier.
been.
I want to win a championship before he's gone. This defense compared to previous years.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Are you fucking joking me? There's another something you have to bleep out.
I'm glad that you recognize that.
But that was a good time for an F-bomb.
Yes.
I needed to drop it because this defense is so good right now.
Yeah. we don't want to lose Jesse Minter anytime soon, and hopefully he does stick around because he's really turned this defense around, and hopefully the idea of coaching alongside Jim Harbaugh is enough to incentivize the guy to please just stick around for a couple of years at the least. But yeah, glad that he came back, and glad we're seeing players come back mid-game as well, not just leaving and never coming back to the game as well. So Andrew, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Bud. Let's move on now to Marco DeLeo, who asked the question.
Okay. I panic very little, but Wool Dog, you didn't point, so I won't panic. Question. What is going on with our guys getting injured? Do you think the adjustment with Ben H is paying off? I mean, kind of feels the same as previous years. Tufts. I'll be at the Monday game. Let's go.
I love that he was waiting for you to
I didn't point.
He didn't point. No reason to panic yet.
Wait. When I point.
So,
that's your cue.
That's so good.
Again, like I think like Andrew pointed out, like we saw
hurt,
guys, they're getting hurt, but they're not out.
Not injured.
Yeah.
No.
They're down, but not out.
Yeah.
Don't count them out. I didn't point yet, Marco.
I'm really interested in what Asante was, though. Like what that.
Yeah, the Asante one was really strange because we saw that he had limited practice, full practice, and then didn't practice.
Can I give you my guess on what happened?
Well, and just to add to that, before you give the guess, Jim Harbaugh said it was not a practice injury. It wasn't practice related when he ended up being out for this game. So go ahead.
Can I tell you one thing?
You can tell me more.
Four-wheeler. Feels like a four-wheeler accident or something stupid.
On the bye week?
Yeah, like something stupid on the bye week.
Have you seen him riding a four-wheeler?
I haven't, but
okay, I'm just trying to.
He seems like a really cool guy, and he might be into four-wheelers.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
All right, fair.
Can we do that on another fantasy?
If you're rad, you're probably into four-wheelers. So
what about a three-wheeler?
That's dangerous.
Well, yeah, he's injured.
Four-wheelers are less dangerous than three-wheelers. Come on now. You know that, right?
Well, he's injured, so maybe it was a three-wheeler.
He wasn't trying to be dangerous. It just was a little bit dangerous. And
what if it was a big wheeler?
Maybe he was on a trampoline. Who knows?
Anything could happen during a bye.
In hindsight, I love seeing Cam Hart out there. It was great.
Cam Hart made some plays, dude. He stepped up in that situation. So yeah, good to see that as well.
This defense isn't player specific. They don't need one player to make us good.
Right.
We are a cohesive unit that is consistent no matter who's in there. Mm-hmm. Joey hasn't been in there for weeks, and we're still doing the same thing. Granted, we're not quite getting to the quarterback the way we have.
But I mean, the depth has been good, and I think it's also the play calling as well. There was a lot of times that I'm watching that, and I see Thule stepping back into coverage. He's not aggressively going after the quarterback like we're used to seeing Thule do. So, I think it was more the play calls than anything else. But hey, again, we walk away with a dub. And
Marco,
Marco,
points.
I haven't pointed yet.
We're not pointing.
Kevin's pointing, but that's not the cue.
I'm pointing at him.
See, there it is. Marco, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Carl Bollingtoft.
Oh, Carl's back?
Who asked the question? Did you guys see that show me video with the players' full names? How about Stone Cold Smart for a name? That alone should be enough to make him a starter. What are your top 3 football names ever? Also, Bolt Up and Screws It Donkeys.
Oh, is it donkeys?
That's right. I don't know what this show me video is. I'm not sure what that is, Cole. Or Carl. So if you can put it down in the comments, or if anybody knows what that is, I guess it's something showing off players' full names. I'd love to see it because if it's Stone Cold Smart, if that's Stone Smart's full name, Stone Cold
Steve Austin.
That's pretty rad.
That's pretty friggin' rad. I love that.
I'm in.
But as far as the top 3 football names ever,
Dick Butkus.
That's a classic. Yes.
Bart Starr.
It's a good one.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
No.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
DeBrickashaw.
That's a mouthful.
How about this guy that played for the Browns, Pork Chop Womack?
What, this one in college, right? Isn't there a General Booty in college?
Yeah, General
right now?
Booty. Yeah.
Those are all really good answers.
A center from what looks like the 40s named Buzz Nutter. That's a good one.
Buzz Nutter is my new favorite name. Buzz Nutter.
Buzz Nutter.
Holy shit.
Quentin Jammer is an all-time name too,
Quentin
as far as
Jammer's
Chargers
good.
go.
Yeah, as far
For
as
a
Chargers
cornerback?
go.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Buzz Nutter.
And Sadie
Buzz Nutter.
Ajira
Yeah.
Tutu. I love Ajira Tutu.
Tutu is good.
What are
There's a lot
some of
of
your favorite football names, folks? Put it down in the comments.
Yeah,
we could do
yeah.
you some laughs.
Yeah.
We always enjoy a good laugh.
Buzz Nutter.
Buzz Nutter. That's a keeper.
That's pretty good.
But there you go. Carl Bollingtop, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to House of Hain, who asked the question. Well, I say, super happy with the win. I say we deserved it. The refs let Denver back in on the non-holding call during the TD, and again on the next TD. I say the next TD, he didn't have control of the ball. It moved all over the place. How do you think the D let Knicks back in this game without the help? Still not scoring in the second half, but I say the guys were short starting cornerbacks, and they still pulled off the win. F Denver, F KC, FTR. I say K-Love you by a 2-1 division. Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we did kick a field goal in the second half, so we did score there, House of Hain. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's we've talked about it this episode already, as far as like letting them back in, because that's what it feels like. I understand that it's play calling, but it's like when you have such a lead and then you let them score, it's like, okay, well, they scored one. We're up by 2 scores. Dickheads, like fucking come at me.
Yeah. But it does suck when the graphic comes up on the screen as Denver touchdown. You're like, oh my God, we just let you have that because we're winning by so much. Don't get excited, you idiots. But
don't be pointing while you're running.
It's a combination of us being conservative because we don't want to turn the ball up. We're beating you so bad. All we need to do is not give you the game. So you don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to give up big plays on defense. And as long as you don't do that, you should win. So unfortunately, as a fan watching, it's like, oh God, we're letting him back in. But in all reality, there was not enough time left on the clock for them to come back from 4 scores down. So it was just a matter of us not beating ourselves in the into the third to the fourth quarter. Just play conservative, run the clock, don't give up big plays on defense, and you'll win. And that's what we did.
Yeah. So there you go, House of Hain. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Zach Shelton.
Zach,
who asked the question. A win is great. It doesn't matter how it happens. The only thing that worries me, though, and I hope we can clean it up a little bit before next week on Monday night, is the defense. It was great the first 3 quarters, and then I don't know where it went in that fourth quarter where we gave up 16 unanswered points. Anyways, thanks for all you do, and bolt up.
Well, thanks, Zach. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and I
Zach.
think that's the other side of the coin as well. It's like, the defense, I mean, it's 16 unanswered points. If we were scoring after they scored, we'd feel 10 times better because it'd be like, all right, we got a 2-score lead and we maintained a 2-score lead. But when you're not putting points up in response to them putting up points, that's when it just becomes that like,
but I'll take that and I'll respond with, we dominated so hard. It doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not concerned. Like, they clearly were playing ahead. And as a coaching staff, I'm sure they were like, we're playing ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And they opened up the defense a little bit. And, like, I'm sure there were things that they allowed that we would not have allowed in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the reality of it.
You heard it here first, folks. That's just the reality of it.
That sounded very poetic and awesome, but I'm not poetic and awesome.
Yeah, hopefully they just tighten it up in that fourth quarter. Just a little bit. Just a little tight.
But
or like a toy gun.
Or just win.
Like a Twigger.
Yeah.
Or just win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just win.
I don't give a shit how it ends. Just win.
There you go. Zach Shelton, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on
Sorry,
now to Daryl 21.
I'm being a little aggressive right now with my approach.
Let's move on now to Daryl 21, who asked the question.
Hello, my peeps. Well, please help me with this one. Hoo-ha. Didn't we say all off season, no more defibrillators? Oh, 23-0, all the way to the end of the third quarter. And then all of a sudden, it become yet another game in which pacing the house reared its ugly head. Even Missy Meowed, sit the down, dude. Hoo-ha. So please, help me to understand how we always seem to end up in these games. It's not a curse, and it's not bad luck, because there's no such thing. But how did this game end up with pacing the house and wanting to order a defibrillator on Amazon yet again? Hoo-ha. Happy we got the win, of course, but damn, that was close. Okay, I can't wait for Tuesday episodes. Can't love you, bye. Hoo-ha.
I would just say you are bringing a lot of baggage to the current situation, I think, maybe. And I brought some baggage, but then I brought the baggage and I threw it away. I'm not stressed. I don't feel bad about this.
You're believing that for yourself right now, and I like it. I like that for you.
I'm owning it.
I'm happy.
You're just speaking it over yourself. Yeah. But I think when you look at the NFL, games are going to be close. Like it's very rarely is there just a gigantic blowout. You know, it's just that's what the NFL is, and we want to win the game. Again, you got to also look at the hand that we were dealt with, missing two of our three starting corners. Do you want to keep pushing them and running man and trying to be aggressive, or do you go, hey, we're pretty lucky to be here at 20-0. Let's put these guys in favorable positions. Maybe it'll get a little bit close, but we're going to win this game and not take a chance where we've been getting lucky here in the first half. Mm-hmm. And then the same thing on offense. Like, we threw the ball a ton. So it's like, all right, we've already thrown the ball like 30 times. Do we want to keep trying to do that? The clock's going to stop. Then they're going to have more opportunities on offense when we've already decided that we're going to go soft with it's like it has to all work together. Either offense and defense both go into a eat clock, keep them in front of us, or you both stay aggressive. Now, most of us would say we would rather they stay aggressive, but that can blow up like a dumpster fire because you make one bad decision. Yeah, it's one pick six, it's one fumble, it's one 70-yard touchdown pass because you weren't in the right spot. So yeah, it's scary, but I think the idea of or an expectation that every week is just going to be a comfy blowout, that's what I think you need to switch. That's not a realistic expectation. And this team's good. They won 3 games in a row coming into this game. They're at home. So it's like we have this nice lead. Let's do what we can to be most efficient and win the game.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Love you, Kyle. Good.
Just good.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone there, Daryl. I think we were all getting a little anxious there near the end, but it's fair. It's about putting it away, and they put it away. They knew how to put it away, and they did that. So thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Chilipino, who asked the question. Is Lad McConkey a Terminator? The man took so many hits that took him out of the game. He still kept coming back to get first downs. If there was a hard to break award, he'd be my vote to get it this week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The guy just
Great
would
voice.
not. I mean, you could see that he was clearly in pain. There was no question that the guy was hurting.
It seemed like an oblique or like something with a muscle that I don't have. Like thing. Like
kidney.
He was pointing at something that I don't have
in that general area.
Something under what I have.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is like he was getting hurt and then he would come back in and then he would make a play and then he would get hurt and then he'd leave and then he'd come back and make a play. Guy's unstoppable.
Real man.
Yeah. A man's man.
Real man of genius.
Yes. Hard to break. Award goes to Lad McConkey. Ladidi
McConkey.
Chavino, thank you for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with Friar Bolt, who asked the question.
It's a win, fellas, and that's all that matters. Did I shit my pants? Sure I did. But it's great to have Chargers football back and a victory against a division opponent. Now with the somewhat easy stretch coming up, What do you think their record will be by Christmas?
By Christmas.
All right. So looking at the schedule,
Jesus.
we are 3-2. Christmas,
Week 16.
week 16. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more games.
So 13-2.
Yeah, 13-2.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds
I mean,
great.
it's what happened in 2006.
I can't see a game that I'm not like scared of.
The Ravens are scary for sure. And the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs we don't beat often, so.
Kyle, you're the younger brother, right? You win most
Where are you
of the
going?
time.
Are you right?
Where are you going
You're the
with
younger
this?
brother, right? I'm just
Yes.
saying, like, don't be scared because you're gonna win. It's the one time I'll tell you, you will win.
Thank you. Okay,
Thanks.
that makes me feel much better.
As an older brother, I will own this, and I'll tell you that you're better in this situation
Okay.
until
Okay.
next year.
Okay.
Okay. Wise words.
Yeah.
But
From
yeah,
Kev
so
Duggan.
we got the Cardinals, Saints, Browns,
Browns.
Titans. That's the next 4.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to win 3 out of the 4, if not all 4.
Yeah.
The Saints are sneaky. I don't know if they're good or bad. They're not good. I
But
don't
they
think,
lost a
but
dude. They have what's his name?
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer
Spencer
Rattler.
Rattler, your boy from the high
our
school football.
our boy, the guy
you
that we
hate him,
hate.
Yeah, yeah.
No, don't say you. We hated him.
Yeah. And then
He
you have
sucks.
the Bengals, Ravens, which is tough. Falcons, which are sneaky as well. And then Chiefs, Buccaneers, Broncos. Yeah, the end of the schedule. And then you end the season, though, with the Pats and the Raiders, which is a nice bada bing, bada boom going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
It's a juicy finish.
yeah.
So there you go. 13-2. I don't think we can
13-2.
think of it any other way.
What else would it be? Yeah.
It sounds perfect.
I'm
Every week we're
excited
winning.
for these. Yeah, these primetime games, man, are going to be sweet. They're going to be
Yeah,
so
you
much
guys finally
fun.
get to go to one at SoFi.
I can't wait for a nighttime primetime game at
And I'm
SoFi.
excited. I just got my RV. I'm staying at
That's
Kyle's
right.
property. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have all of our kids, all 8 of our kids together. Are you ready, Kyle? You ready
I'm
for
ready,
this
yeah.
shit?
You're the younger brother, right?
Oh,
You're
I
ready,
am.
right?
I'm bringing my army. I hope you're ready for the armies to combine and
Yeah, we could have full 5-on-5 basketball games. My kids and me versus you and your kids.
yeah.
What?
Scared?
No, I'm not scared. I just
As a little brother to a big brother, don't be scared.
As a little brother to a big brother. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. I just
Next year.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Firebolt, thank you for asking the question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions. Ask Boltfam. We greatly appreciate it. And again, if we didn't get to your question, we apologize. We had to record just early, and we'll get you on the next one. And I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts from big brothers to little brothers? Or little brothers to big
W's.
brothers?
Kyle,
Keep
I love
stacking.
you. You're really
love you,
cool,
dude.
and you're really rad. And I love you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
I love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Tired of the same old lawn care? Discover the Buzz Nutter Lawn Service. We specialize in buzzing your grass down with precision trimmers, giving you a fresh, manicured look without the hassle of a noisy mower. Say goodbye to clunky mowers and hello to a buzz-cut lawn. Buzz into a greener tomorrow. Call Buzz Nutter Lawn Service today and experience the buzz of a beautiful lawn.